Wiring has started. Very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's been some minor adjustments now that you realize where like placements and wiring is needed to go. Any major drastic changes that you've had to realize like, shit, we need to tear out and build a whole new firewall?
No.
Cool.
No. So far, we have had to move some things, but everything seems to be going together pretty smoothly.
Awesome. What are some of the tiny things that you've had to move?
We've just had to rework some of the boxes that we made that hold the batteries, the brackets. So we had to move them kind of over.
Why?
You know? Just to give more room for the big cable and all the...
That is a thick cable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Ken
shit.
and the guys, Ken and, I just want to say Barbie, but Ken and...
well, he's not here, so call
what's
him
the
Barbie.
guy that just left?
Brian. Barbie Brian?
Came up with this. Usually we would do, you know, the cable, like that orange
Yeah, that big
wire
thick-ass
cable you see in there. That would loop all these together the way they're supposed to be looped. But we didn't have room. So that was the only problem.
Okay.
So Ken and Brian came up with this idea.
These
they
terminals?
got the copper, yeah, and they made these. So that'll go on all of them.
I would have thought that these were prefabricated, that they were already...
No, we made these. We've been making these.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and this is only temporary, the electrical tape you see here, in case somebody drops something or touches it.
I was wondering, because I've been touching it the whole time, so that is...
We also had to build these, they have these junction boxes that, you know, I was aware of, but I wasn't picturing how big they were. And they're actually like this big.
What is the junction box?
Well, it just helps control everything. It's just a bunch of different types of controllers that each has a function to take your battery, talk to the controllers, you know, tell it when to go, stop.
Okay.
Series of relays, jumper, lugs, fuses, stuff like that. So we freaked out because we only have one here. They only gave us one.
And how many will there be total?
Supposed to be 3 of those boxes. So we're like, holy shit, where are we gonna put this?
Yeah, it's gonna be tight, but I think
all the junction box stuff. And
2.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get 2 of them in here. We'll still have to do a remote location for the 3rd. But if we plan right, we might be able to put it on the driver's side, just right of the steering shaft. I think it'll fit. We'll just have to do a real water type box. I think it's gonna work.
Think
Those
it'll
bars
fit in the trunk?
Yeah, on the other side. Yeah, we do that too. The negative to that is running some heavy-duty wire back. If we keep everything towards the front,
Yeah.
that's where our main junction is coming off. Then we keep the weight of the wire down.
I think we figured out inside the boxes under the seats and in the rear, we can actually build them in there. And we can isolate them and insulate them and make it to where nothing can drop into them and touch anything, so.
You mean the rear seat will have all 3 or underneath the front seat as well in those battery boxes?
Those battery boxes under the front seat.
There's room for one of these in addition to one of those junction boxes in those batteries?
We're not going to use the junction box. We're going to take out all the components and put them in there.
I'm sorry, I got it. Okay.
We don't need that much room. I'm just saying.
Okay, I understand.
When we realized that's how big they were, you know, I was building the car based on the battery measurements and a couple of the other things, you know, so I start hauling ass. But now it comes down to the fine tuning things, and we're still going to have room. It's still going to be good.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. You just don't want to open up one of the boxes under the seat and like just drop a wrench down there or something, because it could be sparks are flying. He's trying to figure out where to put the bulkheads through. So the bulkhead is a plug. So basically you have a plug that mounts here, okay? That all your cables and wiring to your headlights to everything will come from the fuse panel in the trunk. It'll come underneath, it'll come inside the car. It'll all stay inside the car. And you'll have a plug here, and then you'll have a plug on the outside. So when we go to repaint the car and to save time and money and energy, all we have to do is unplug everything. Lift it up off the chassis, tape it all off, paint it, and put it back in, and it's basically plug and play. So this is where the wire loom's gonna go. So this will go in here. All the wiring will go through that wall into the cab to our bulkheads. That's where everything will unplug. The only thing we'll have to run back here is basically tail lights. I'm working on the 12-volt battery box, which is going to go under the rear seat, and that battery will control headlights, radio, all the 12-volt stuff in the car, because you can't run the headlights and stuff off the Tesla batteries. So when you pull this little lid off here, you'll see both terminals. It's dead on, so you can bolt everything to it nice and easy, and then the lid will go back on.
Would that be drawing too much power?
You can't do it, yeah. You got AC and you got DC, so
Oh, okay.
you got two totally different powers. It'll fry everything. So
Got it. But it makes one great
we were
band.
hoping you could out of the controllers, but it's not possible. So, but the cool thing about the controllers is they will charge. They have a charging system when the motors are spinning, and it'll charge the regular battery.
Oh, typically,
So-
you would not do that, correct?
No. Typically, we'd be finishing up our metalwork right here, and actually, it'd be almost ready for paint.
Yeah.
It'd already be in the paint shop. We'd be paint, body work, paint, put it together, and then we wire it. There's no reason to test your wiring on any vehicle of any kind, of any custom deal, before you paint the car or drive the car. There's no reason to do that. Unless,
You're Tim.
you know, it's nice to know that, you know, we did the math a little over a year ago, and
Still holds.
he's doing the math, and he came up with the same math, same distance, same speeds, so feels pretty good that we were on target.
That would feel pretty good.
Yeah, especially when we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Oh shit, just left myself open for that on Twitter.